Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to do a full review for you of the Terrain 365 Mako. This is a loaner that was sent in to me by my buddy Joe here in the area. I'm actually going to meet up with him again tomorrow to swap back some knives and get some more loaners from him, which is awesome. Really appreciate Joe for that. And just hang out and have lunch, you know what I mean? This is the packaging it comes in. It comes in this pouch. I don't know if it comes in a box as well. He didn't give me that, so I can't really speak to it. And then you have, what is this? There's another pouch in here. I think that's probably what he gave me, something else in. Sorry. There's a little card in here. Oil for your knife. We've included a bottle of specially formulated oil for titanium in the unlikely event that your knife should start to stick when closing. That's pretty cool, and it gives you instructions on how to fix that. And I guess he has the oil. It's not in here, but that's awesome. And then there's a caution. They're not meant to be used as pry bars. That's pretty cool. I think that's everything. Oh no, there's one more. There's like a business card right here. Check that out. Pause and read. It's Michael Vagnino. I think he's one of the owners of Terrain 365, and then it's a cool pouch. One of the weird things I noticed is like it has like belt straps or something. I don't know who would put this through their belt, but maybe for something else. I don't know. But anyway, let's get into this knife. It's an interesting knife. I didn't carry it a whole lot, but I did carry it. I tried it. I cut with it. I did a disassembly, reassembly, which went pretty well. I was trying to figure out who the OEM could be. People keep telling me these knives are made in the U.S. I don't know. If you go on the website, it doesn't state that anywhere. I would venture to guess that this is made in China by Riot would be my guess based on the detent being pretty good and the way the build was done. But it could be a number of places, and I'm just guessing, so I'm gonna kind of stop there. What you have is a titanium frame lock flipper, right hand only, with Terravantium steel. So this is their dendritic cobalt steel. That's what it's made of, essentially. That is what it is. It's not steel, actually. It's dendritic cobalt. And they just kind of renamed it Terravantium to give it a cool name, like X-Men style. So I think what throws people off is that it says Terravantium USA on there. Well, that's the steel, okay? That's not the knife. So that's like if somebody made something in CPM 20CV and Riot made it. Like I think the J-Capes, some of them were made in 20CV by Riot. It's like it's saying 20CV USA, but it was a Riot built knife. To me, if this is not built in the USA, that's misleading to me, and I'm not appreciative of that. It's kind of actually bothers me. But again, this could be made in the USA, so I don't want to, go crazy here. But it's like $395 or something. I looked it up the one day. I can't remember exactly. And I'm gonna go ahead and doubt that this could be made in the USA with this steel. And this build for $395. I don't know. That's just me, but I could be wrong. I have been wrong before, so anybody feel free to correct me with actual proof. Thank you. Don't just leave a comment without any. That doesn't help me. I need a link to your proof, okay? Sorry, I don't know why I'm being weird. So anyway, titanium, dendritic cobalt, Terravantium, and ball bearings in the pivot. Which is interesting. I believe, ball bearings in the pivot. They are ceramic, I hope. I can't remember now. You can watch my disassembly video. They better be ceramic, and the cage better be, something that's rust-proof, because this is supposed to be a rust-proof knife. Now, Joe did put this through its paces. He took it to the Jersey Shore, and he went in the water and did all that stuff. And there was no rusting. I took it apart, cleaned it, no rusting at all. He did cut himself on the knife. One of the things that's not good about this knife is how close the edge is to the back of the scale here. He cut himself like reaching in his pocket. So anyway, aesthetically, this is called the Mako. So my guess is it's a Gavco collaboration, which I really like Gavco. He names all his knives after sharks, and he does have these kind of harpoon designs. One of his knives I have a custom of is the Nurse. It doesn't look anything like it, but another shark name, kind of a smaller size knife. It does kind of give me Gavco vibes, but not crazy Gavco vibes. I've seen varying designs from him, so it really depends. But aesthetically, it's not really my bag. It's got a drop point harpoon, whatever you want to call it, and it's just kind of a knife. I don't know. It's like a thin, kind of like a ZT-0450 kind of size and look to the knife. Not my preferred style anymore. I used to love knives like this, but not anymore. But it is definitely pleasing. There's nothing like glaringly ugly about it or anything. It does have these milling pattern, has this milling pattern on the scale here, which is kind of cool. And then this really cool titanium milled clip. I really like that. I do like the hardware as well. Very nice, sturdy, deep tooling. Great hardware when it comes to disassembly. We are dead nuts on centering. Ergos. So for me, it's a small knife, right? I have a large glove-sized hand. And again, I used to like smaller knives until I realized my hand was just too big for them. And then I would actually try bigger knives, and they would fit better. And I'd be like, oh, that makes sense. But it's just kind of like your journey when you get into knives. You don't want anything too big because you don't want to scare people. It's just, I don't know. It's like an evolution. But yeah, this knife, it just fits in my hand, kind of like the ZT-0450. Again, very comparable. But it's not quite comfortable. It's kind of like I'm squeezing them on just to get them on, right? If I want to spread them out, I'm kind of hanging off the knife like this, right? So it kind of comes down to how you hold your knives. If I cramp them, I can get them on. If I hold it comfortably, I'm kind of hanging off a little bit, right? You do kind of have a flipper choil thing going on here. I'm close to the edge, but I could definitely get away with this. I did a little bit of cutting with it that way and had no issue. I believe this is the factory edge on here. I have heard it's an interesting knife or steel material to sharpen. It takes a very toothy edge. That's what it is. It's essentially very, very toothy, fine and toothy, and lasts a long time. It's not going to polish and become very smooth like steel would. That's kind of the difference. It's basically like tiny saw blade, right? If that makes sense to you. Yeah, so ergonomics, let's think. Cutting, again, that's what it's going to do. It's going to cut for a long time on that edge, be a little bit difficult to sharpen, and it's not going to be like a high grit mirror polish finish. It's going to be a toothier edge, but it feels fantastic. Cuts very well. Yeah, not really an issue. I can show you here. Again, I did the disassembly a while ago, so I can't remember how it cut. Let's see. Ew, God. See, what's weird is it feels super sharp. It really does. It feels like it has a great edge on it. So, I don't know if that's just how this steel is. Again, not steel. How this material is. And it's maybe just not good for cutting paper and, shaving hair, right? Maybe it's better for other stuff. Yeah. Maybe it's just going to hold a very good working edge. I don't know. I'm not an expert on this stuff, but that's what kind of makes sense to me. And it has a good... Oh. Hey, I haven't dropped something in a while. Has a very good tip for penetration, so that's what she said, but it kind of makes sense. Carry... I really do like the clip on here, but your problem is the ramping. There's just not much to get caught to get in your pocket. You got to kind of pop over that right there, but once you do, it's fine. I tend to wear thinner shorts during the summertime, so I didn't have any issues, but I could definitely see it being an issue the way that is designed. Yeah, I don't know. But again, I didn't have issues. I just could see it happening with thicker type jeans or work pants or something, That was carry, cutting, sounds. it's very dull, very quiet, not very acoustic. It's like a 3 or 4 out of 10. Yeah, like a 3, honestly. Which again, some people don't care. Some people do care about acoustics. I do. I like to hear a good click clack when I'm playing with my knife. But it's not a necessity if everything else is awesome on it. Good example of that is like a Vero Engineering Axon. You know, you don't need great acoustics to have a great knife, you know. But it's nice. Action. Flipper. Very, very nicely designed flipper. Kind of squared up. Little peckery, but who cares. Got some jimping up here that really catches you, and the detent is spot on. This detent is money. That's what leads me to believe it's a Riot build. It just feels like a Riot detent, you know. Their detents are always pull it to the brake and it flies out, locks up, but it's not too strong, you know. That's just how they do it, and they always nail it. So that's what made me think Riot. What does not make me think Riot is the closing. So it's not like bad. You know, I got it tuned really well here with no blade play, but it's kind of gritty through here. And obviously I did take this apart, clean it, did all that stuff, and it's still like that. So I don't know. But it's not like end of the world type stuff. It's still very fidgety, very fun knife. I could definitely see this being a joy for somebody to carry and fidget with and cut with and all that stuff. Especially somebody with a smaller hand than me, you know. So yeah, overall value and everything, $400-ish, I think, $350, $400 we'll call it. Yeah, you get to try that steel, you get titanium. I'm pretty sure you get an overseas build. Yeah, I see the price. I do think these Terrain 365 knives are a little bit overpriced. I think they could definitely come down to, like, let's say $300 for this. And if that is the price for this, I apologize. I'm wrong, whatever. Pretty sure when I looked it up, it was $350 or more. $395, I kind of remember in my head. But, yeah. I definitely see it as like a $300 knife. If you really like it, I see the $350, $395. Very cool that you could take it into the ocean and all that stuff and not have to worry about your knife. That's awesome, you know. You could also get a quiet carry drift, you know. What would I prefer between the two? I would much prefer a Waypoint or a drift in titanium over this knife. Mainly because I love Van X. You could get a satin finish or a stonewash on that instead of this weird finish on this stuff. I guess I didn't mention that. It's like a bead blast, I guess. Very, very heavy bead blast. Not my kind of finish. You know, you could get a knife that doesn't have the ability to, like, cut you back here. It's going to carry better because you're going to have a deep carry clip on those. It's going to be more lefty friendly because you're going to have thumb studs that are on both sides. If you get the G10 drift or Waypoint, you got a liner lock. Even the titanium Waypoint has a reversible clip and a liner lock. I mean, I don't know. I just would take those over these, but I definitely see the value in these. I see the uniqueness. I see why people like them. So, yeah, those are my thoughts really on the Terrain 365 Mako. I really appreciate you guys watching this, letting me rant and rave. Let me have it in the comments. Tell me everything I did wrong and said wrong. I love you all. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.